Hello there, I'm Crusader Figures and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphing Red Ranger. So for a £20 figure this is actually really good. Usually you're kind of not getting the best, but I honestly think this is a good competitor for the best Power Ranger figure on the market, or the best Power Ranger line on the market. So taking a look, the helmet is done really well if it'll focus. There's a bit of sloppy paint on the visor, but that's to be expected for £20, though the rest of the paint decals are done really well. Especially like the morpher here, it's really well painted for such a small thing on a kind of domestic £20 figure. The rest of the paint's really done. There's a bit of paint slop here and there, but honestly I can't complain about that. You can easily get that off or kind of go over it. The plastic on the arms and chest don't match exactly, especially on the helmet. I get the helmet being different because of different material, but I would have liked a bit more attention to detail and getting the colours of the plastic to actually match, especially in the joints as well. It just makes them more noticeable. But overall it's a fantastic looking figure. I definitely recommend it. Now getting into the most important aspect of the figure for me, which is the articulation. So the head goes up, down, there's a bit of a tilt and a full 360. Obviously if you just pop the head off, it is on your standard kind of Hasbro ball peg. The helmet's easy to pop off, but the alternate head is quite difficult to get on and off. Torso, we've got a floating ball joint here, and a so floating ball joints mainly for your rotation, and this is kind of, they intend this to be a forward. This is honestly my favourite articulation scheme for a Hasbro figure. But he's got all the way forward, all the way back. I'm pretty sure you're not meant to bend that far back. And side to side, full rotation. It does kind of, you can hear the click here. It almost like it shifts between 3 points, like the neutral, forward and back. So it's not kind of like a bend, it's more of like a, you kind of choose if you want it back, forward and on. But I don't really use this. You get loads out of this waist. And then obviously we've got butterfly joints up here. They're a bit tight. If you have the White Ranger has a lot better butterfly joints. These are a bit tight and you don't get that much motion out of them. For the arms, all the way out, all the way around. There's a cut here for a swivel. Double bended elbow. So it is kind of blocked by the glove here, but it's past 90. I can't really complain about that. Hands have an in and out and a rotation. So overall the arms are really good. Legs are typical Hasbro ball joints. If we go forward, they don't go back because of the butt sculpt, and they go out a fairly nice amount. Because they're Power Rangers, I expect them to get more kind of dynamic acrobatic poses. Got a swivel at the leg here. Got a double bended knee, goes really well back. Got another swivel at the boot, goes all the way around. And the foot goes forward, backwards, and there's a really nice rocker. You can kind of angle foot forward and backwards so you can get like a, because usually the rockers go off at an odd angle. You can kind of mess around with the hinge to kind of get those at the angle you want. So overall the articulation is really good, and it's a pretty stable figure. I don't really have a issue with any kind of QC joints. I know some people early on had the figures kind of like joints breaking. I've never experienced that. The arm here was a bit stiff, but honestly if you just heat it up, if it's a bit stiff, just heat it up, bit of hairdryer, a bit of hot water or something, and then cool it down. It will move it, then cool it down. You shouldn't have an issue. So getting into the size and the accessories, this figure stands just about 6 inches tall. Just a bit over. I think it's a bit larger than 1/12 scale because it's a Hasbro figure. They usually run a bit taller. But yeah, just again, it's just over 6 inches, kind of about 15.5 centimeters. So it's a pretty decent size for a £20 figure as well. You're getting a lot for your money here. So first accessory, I've dropped one on the floor already, is the unhelmeted Austin St. John head sculpt. Honestly, I think it's one of the best they've done. The Mighty Morphin ones especially haven't been too great, but it looks good. The photo reel's really good. It is quite a bit of a pain to get on because the ball on the body is larger than the socket, so I had to kind of force it on a bit. But it's a pretty good head sculpt. He looks kind of... He doesn't look like kind of like the cheerful, kind of wise leader type character from the show. He looks like he's just having a bit of a miserable day, which is a shame. I would like a smiling head sculpt, especially because the Kimberly head sculpt is smiling. So as for hands, we have 2 fists and 2 open hands. They both have a long peg and a hinge. The open hands are honestly not the best. They're reused from the White Ranger, and the White Ranger had trouble holding a sword. This has trouble getting a sword into his hands, and his other accessory he just can't even hold. But they're quite nice sculpt. They've got some nice detailing on them. Not the best hands, but they're functional. So first of his weapons is his power sword. It is really well painted. I generally love the detailing on this, the silver, the red, the gold. I'm really impressed with the paint job on this. It's got the kind of black handle, silver blade, nice, really nice engraving on the blade. And I'm surprised we've got that much kind of gold detailing on the guard there. And then next we've got the blaster. I believe this was actually painted silver on Kimberly, but this is meant to fold up, but it isn't. I would have liked a folded up version. Well, I'd like a folded up version on one of these figures, but it's got some white paint. It's not the cleanest paint job, it's a bit sloppy, but it's a decent sculpt. It looks decent. Because both hands are the same, it does have a bit of trouble holding it properly. Like it never gets held straight. So this is kind of the accessory. I just keep it in the holster on the side. I don't really bother with it. Most of the times I'm going to have either the full team displayed with their weapons combined, or him just displayed with his sword. And speaking of the sword, there's another add-on for the sword, which is a lightning effect, or kind of like a normal energy effect. This could be used for a variety of figures. Just slot that on. It just slides in however you kind of feel it fits best. And you can do kind of like powering up, kind of finishing attack type thing. It's nice. It's made out of a really soft, translucent plastic. It does a job. It does it well. And I feel like I kind of could collect quite a few of these effect parts and use them for other stuff, like put this on like a 4 figure as well. It's really good. As for accessories, you get a really nice assortment. So is this figure worth getting? For 20 quid, absolutely yes. If you're paying around like 30 plus for it on the second-hand market, or kind of the aftermarket, I'd avoid it. But if you're paying around 20 for it, it's definitely worth getting. You're getting a load of accessories, you're getting fantastic articulation, you're getting pretty good quality control, you're getting a really fun figure, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. It's definitely worth picking up. I've been Crusader, hope you've enjoyed.